Okay, so yeah, I was just going to hope that that landed on the right channel. Um, Receipts. So I should probably get this done. Oh, whoops. I should probably get this done. And really, it should only take me about a night. It should not. We talked about it a while ago, but I was a little slow, uninspired. So now I'm forcing myself to stream to get the rest of this done. And going through a little bit of life changes too. Going through lots of life changes, having to recalibrate some stuff, re-strategize. Okay, so is this showing up? Okay, so this is still busted. That's okay. That's okay. Um, uh, so there's a few things to change. It's not as easy as I initially thought it was going to be, but it's not terribly hard. It's not terribly hard. It's still pretty easy actually. So the receipts, that's what we got to work on. Getting the receipts, the receipt NFTs. So there's a few things that come with that that they were also looking for. They're looking for the ability to bet into multiple pools. So that changes the contract a bit. That is all possible. Whatever. That's possible. Just gotta do some things. Just gotta do some things. Is that and it's gonna refactor the UI a little bit. So it's a little bit of a journey. It's a little bit of a trek. Uh yep. So open up MetaMask. Put the blinders on so I can type in my password. No hackers getting in my contract or whatever account. We took Saturn off, yeah. So Saturn's not working, which is actually kind of fucking me up because needs work. That's where the admin wallet is. So there's a thing, code in here. It's actually a little bit, you know. It's actually quite a bit, but it's a good, something good to get us started. If it does get us started, I should probably close the Skype group too, so that the business stuff doesn't show. Business details. So we got these results pending for these games. I got to finish everything. Wow. I have no idea how I've been doing this, you know? No idea how I've been doing this. So we got total value in position. See, the trouble is if you have if you're in multiple positions, how do you display that on the user interface? Like right now, we're a little bit deep into, yeah, we're a little deep in this. This is wager, see. This is, yeah, total value in positions for everything. So yeah, we already have that data. Now we also need the weight, your weight and everything. That's the other thing. So it's like when it's displaying odds and stuff. I mean, shit, when it's displaying odds, fuck. And I'm thinking, okay, what if you bet absolutely nothing? What if you didn't put any money in and you just have the receipt? You just have the NFT. So it should just show you how much you're going to make, really, I guess. Well, technically, you take back home the initial investment amount too, initial risk amount, if you won. So I guess it still shows that. There's just something about this, something about where everything is at right now, where it feels kind of stale. It feels like, I don't know, it's going to get really, really slow. Like it's only going to warm up over time. As far as how many things are going to be using the Oracle at a given moment. Well, I guess I gotta get in here, so eventually. So I think taking reward is actually going to still be relevant. Positioned might still be relevant. A lot of logic is going to change on the front end. I can actually do this, clear mind and everything, but a lot of stuff is going to change for sure. For sure, for sure. So we have total value wager positions, position weight. Okay, so we have, yeah, taking these out here. It's a pretty major refactor. I guess it's a good bit of money to get it started, right? Because this is what gets the server started as well. And it's like that's all necessary technology. It's all necessary steps. Like really, I know I can knock this out. I just gotta actually focus on it. I can knock this out tonight. This is not, I only said 3 or 4 days, and it's only been like a week plus because, whew, I think I'm tired of coding. I think I'm tired of fucking programming all fucking day. Tired of sitting in front of a fucking computer all fucking day. That's what it is. I'm still not rich. I mean, I got the product where I want it though. That's the thing. And I think that was also like a major uh I started gasping for air because I was like, wow, I just finished the just passed the finish line, just crossed the finish line as far as getting the protocol where it needs to be. And that is in a scenario where it can be used daily. Like, and the thing is, it is. Like, it has the capacity to be used daily. Like, there's been some off and on days, whatever, getting this thing ready, warming up, but it's right now. This is exactly what I want it to be. It's being used daily, and it has a it has a path of being used more and more. Like there's a way, there's a clear strategy. It's very probable that it's going to be used more and more. So you got your positions, got this, and then let's do this. Indent it here. Total value in position. Okay, so then now we need another thing here. Double mapping. Great. Weight in position. Your position weights. So we're gonna have the I, and then we're gonna have what perspective? Weight in position. So the position, right? And then we have an account. We might not need this thing that says positioned or not. We might not need that because this was only ever used to, yeah. Okay, there too. Okay, so here it's kind of relevant too. Now, I remember having a comment in there where it's like technically you don't need it because the weight that you would have in there. Would be zero. Yeah, like so here it's like technically you wouldn't need it because the weight that you would have in there is zero. So it wouldn't amount to anything. So I got to think about this thing where it's like, okay, you got your reward you've taken. And I think I got to think about, okay, if you've already taken your reward, so I was going to use that initially as a way to keep track of certain things. Uh, and have a certain amount added to your account. Trying to think. If you do buy NFTs, you got to be a way to transfer the NFTs, and then thing is, okay, transferring the NFTs before and after the results get finalized. So results get finalized, you pull your rewards, but then you receive some more NFTs with more rewards. So red team wins, and you got 5 red NFTs. You pull your rewards for those, right? And you can claim. So then you get a new one, and that's like a certain amount more. This hasn't been claimed yet. So that's a bit of a challenge. I don't know. It might not be possible. It might not be possible to do it the way I was thinking, where you might just have to pull based off of the NFTs you own. Kind of annoying. Which is, well, I don't know. It's kind of all right because doing it the other way, where you got to update on transfers, that's a little bit maybe hairy. And plus, the loop would pretty much stay the same. The way we're doing the loop now pretty much stay the same for a good minute. So I guess we can have the weight in a particular position, but we can also just make that an NFT. I'm even thinking about the stuff that I want to like. This is actually something I want to code. I'm thinking about the other features I want to code, and I'm looking for a way out. Looking for a way out. Who does new wagering? This is where the NFT would. No, 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 not that. We could create an NFT here. I was thinking about for the host of the wager, give the host of a wager the NFT. See, now I'm thinking about that because I'm thinking about bookie fees. I'm thinking, okay, if you're a host, you host a wager, then yeah, it's gonna be a minute. Uh, some fucking. Push, right? Push. Just keep pushing. Thinking about, right, the individual NFTs. This is gonna have to change, dude. So much of this is gonna have to just change. And whether or not you're positioned, dude, that's not gonna matter. That's not gonna matter the way we're doing it now. And then if you add to it, right? So you have the list of games. Yeah, yeah. That's interesting. You got a list of games, right? I'm just thinking about how much, yeah. There's a little bit that needs to be coded here. A little bit more than I suspected. and it's just looping through the tickets, receipts. I don't know. Go loop through those receipts, collect your winnings. I don't think there's a way of getting out of having to loop through the receipts because having multiple at any given time, before or after, whatever, or after mainly, I think, you're going to have to somehow keep track of which receipts have been used up and which ones haven't. I guess you could have an array that lists them. Dude, I don't know. I could do that. Have an array that lists them. That way, you see, have an array that it lists them and then have like a pointer in that array where it says, okay, it updates that pointer in the array, update or whatever, that marker, that line in the sand, whatever, updates every time you take your rewards. So, and then when you transfer, yeah, when you transfer, it says, okay, if this one came after, then it's already been used. If this one came before the marker, then it's already been used up. And then have a little marker on it that says it's been used or not. So when it's transferred to the new person, it says, okay, if it hasn't been used, then add it to, I guess you know, the list. If it hasn't been used, add it to the list. I don't know. I gotta think about that logic too, all right? If it hasn't been used, add it to the list. If it has been used, don't add it to the list. Fuck. Definitely something. Whew. So yeah, maybe list, because if it says okay, if it's new, if it hasn't been used yet, right? Then wow, mental fortitude. Got none right now. I think I see it though. I think I see what I have to do. It's just like a lot more variables and stuff I have to add to this thing. It's kind of awkward. Like this is definitely something. It's a very good feature. It's a very good feature. Um, is this the most optimized way to do it? I guess technically no, because what you really want are the ability to just pull from events. I don't know. It's kind of I don't know. You have if you have multiple NFTs, you can pull all at once. That's what the change I'm about to implement. That's what it allows it to do. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do. The other thing is okay, how the bet receipt itself has to know where it is in that user's array. It's got to know where it is. So now, okay, so we can actually just have every receipt have a position, but that's not per wager. That'd be based off of per receipt. So I just got hungry again. God damn, that sucks. Just got hungry again for no fucking reason. So it can have a receipt position. Okay, I was about to say. Now, really, all of this looks like, yeah, it looks like it can just go into what I got here. Yeah, so there's certain things where it's like, okay, whatever is easy, but something can be easy or something can be where it's like, okay, I know what to do. I know what to do to make it work. But then the other part of it's like, holy shit, it's a lot of fucking around. It's a lot of fucking around. It's a lot of getting in here and just, whew, forgetting you exist and just getting it done. Honestly. So we're going to have to update that too. So we're going to be updating the oracles too. We have a lot of shit going on tonight. And I can get it all done. It's a little bit of a walk. That's okay. Once I get it done, then I'm gonna feel a lot better. I'm gonna stop bitching so much too. Once I get it done, I'm gonna feel a lot better. So these use receipts, I still got to get this. Yeah, receipt position stuff. Yeah, receipt position, and it's gonna be like position for the wager that it's in. So, I guess there's a bit more data tied to a ticket, tied to a receipt, the game that's associated with the position and where, yeah, that it's owned. We'll see. I'm just hoping this is enough. This should be enough. I mean, not really hope, but this should be enough where every time you transfer that, the receipt position updates. That way it knows where it is relative to the used receipts. That way it knows whether or not to add. So we'll have used receipts, and then we can have what? A thing in there called used. We have another struct called like receipt or something. We step away for a second. Uh, I know it's also like keeping track of the weight you have in there in a particular wager, since you have different positions and everything. Receipt count, and then also use receipts. Okay, so then you have another thing that's going to be, it's not where I want to do that. The weight for each position. We have the weight for each receipt. Wow, this coding thing's pretty fucking boring. Now, I do like this thing though. I do like this feature. It's a little, I guess it's because I'm having to refactor something that's not. It's a little weird. Like I wouldn't like if I was doing this from scratch, I might not have coded it this way. Even though this works, I would probably thought about it. I would probably thought about it because I would have thought about, okay, transferring the NFTs, um, after the results, and then making sure that you don't add new NFTs and stuff. That's the thing. So this receipt, if it's used and once it's transferred, we don't want this weight to influence this weight. I guess that's the main thing. That's the main thing. And then we will still have taken rewards, right? Yeah, we will still have this. To track when a receipt has been used or not used, whatever. And then also one more thing that changes. Yeah, one more thing that changes is when you do cash out, where is it? You got pool winnings on this, right? Okay. Now the individual one, you need to define. You'll need to define what position. No, pool winnings, because there's only gonna be one winning position. Won't have to worry about that. It's interesting with this more so than anything else I programmed. The domino effect of what has to be refactored is kind of like is more than what I'm actually used to. Because it's not just a kind of like I've refactored stuff across multiple stuff where it's like, okay, smart contract, a few things in the smart contract, a few things on the user interface, right, from end to end. But this is kind of like, okay, I gotta switch up some logic and stuff. I gotta, yeah, switch up some logic and stuff to get this multiplicity thing working. I think the thing before was I really inched through it because I recently got all this workload, and I'm like, ah, shit. I had the wrong picture in my head where I think, okay, I stream and I just blaze through it. No, that's not it. That's right. That's not it. Like sometimes I'll be in the I'll be there, but I'm not there. A lot of times I'm not there. So there's a lot of things I got to refactor, I guess. It's like a restructuring of the program. It's all right. But yeah, just inching through it line by line, real slow sometimes. So that's just what it takes. I have another channel. I have another channel, but I did it on this one just to give myself a boost to get it done. Because I was like, yeah, I got to get this thing done. Should probably get this thing done. One thing is, it's a really good idea. I'm not gonna lie. It was a really, really fucking good idea. It's so good, I'm almost jealous. Nah, I am jealous. I was like, dag, yeah, true, that's right. Yeah. I get NFT out of the receipt, marketplace, everything. Can't beat that. all of this. Yeah, this is what's doing these things will be the same thing, but it's just yeah, your position weights. Gotta take this out. I should take this out too. So we'll have your weight, right? Yes. Now, okay, I gotta think about this too, right? Is this the total weight? Right, because when we're looking at used and unused, transferred, and all of that, and we transfer, and are we saying we don't add weight? Right, yeah, right now this is representing like an aggregate weight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's like a yeah, so basically if a whole bunch of used receipts, that's the thing, if a whole bunch of used receipts get sent to a new address, does that new address have weight or not? Like, yeah, technically it does have receipts. Like, yeah, so it's like, and with things we need this data. Well, the thing is, it was also for historic showing historical stuff too. So I was like, okay, so for past games, it would show you based on okay on the past how much you put in and all that. So, so now with this NFT thing, we got to rethink about how we display things. Also, when it comes to like the past. So it's like something about this, and I don't. I want to kind of see what it is, like what it, something about it, right? Whatever it is about it, because something about this is where it's like the refactor kind of just exploded. So like with that, with the refactoring thing exploding, just I'm not saying it's necessarily something I did wrong, even though I kind of like I knew I was being strict with having a limited position. So there's undoing that, but then also the other thing is when you add into a wager, I mean, can you add to a receipt, right? Why not just add to a receipt? That is more optimal for other stuff. Like have the option at least. Combine receipts. At that point, it just becomes a token because it's fully liquid, fungible, some whatever. At that point, it just becomes a token. It's interesting. A token tied to a wager is pretty interesting. Someone could just. I'm thinking if you want to add to it, right? You want to definitely just. You don't want individual receipts. If you're adding to it, you want one big receipt. In some cases, sometimes you want to divvy it up. And I'm thinking about, okay, it'd be nice to have options, but I'm only going to do it one way. If we want it as an NFT, it's the main thing. So NFT like features, even though it could very well just be a token, could just treat it like a token. Well, not real. I mean, you could a multi-dimensional token. You could. It's weird. It's weird. So NFT, I guess, best case scenario. I don't think this is necessary anymore. In fact, I probably could have it coded on the front end to just drop that bullshit. So this is back down to 11. Yeah, this is a little. janky to be doing it this way. I think I will need this. Pretty sure something like that. I know I'm gonna need this, and if not, no, not this. It's gonna be that other thing. Use receipts. So that's the thing, is the weight gonna get reduced? I'm gonna have like cashed out weight. How much weight you've cashed out? I'm just thinking, okay, with the way it's displaying now, it's displaying a lot of things. Now you got different tickets. It's a little bit. Fucking trial right here. Cashed out weight. Is that what we want? I guess this is what it is. And I'm also thinking, like, am I gonna really get this money? I'm like, yeah, I got no reason to doubt it. It is still a little like crazy though. It is a little crazy. Cashed out weight, use receipts, receipt count. Oh man. So I'm thinking, okay, either in a past game. See, the thing is also upcoming. Upcoming, okay, you want to see how much weight you have, right? So is it really just based on the tickets that you have? Does the amount of cashed out weight, do you want to see that historical or not? Because like, okay, even historical on past games, yeah, here's the thing, past games. That's why I probably kept this. Technically, you should, use events to add to do the sums on this part. It's just display data. But see, on past games, you have these results. That's what it is. I'm on the sidelines on all these. But there's certain amounts that you could have won, right? Oh, let's make it the account that I'm on. Certain amounts you could have won. And okay, you won those amounts. And if you like if you transfer receipts to a new account, they shouldn't see how much they won. They didn't cash that out. Then again, it's not necessarily showing you anything based on what you cashed out. So even all that logic on the front end, the way it's displaying, the way it's popping up, it's a little bit. I don't know. Whatever this is kind of is really interesting. I've never had anything like this where it's just hit such a critical like thing where it's like, okay, I gotta kind of like change everything. Not change everything, but I gotta change a lot of shit. I gotta refactor a lot of shit, which is not. I mean, like, yeah, I could do it, and then also it's like, okay, I gotta wrestle with new user experience concepts. Wasn't expecting that. Was not expecting that. I also still gotta get mobile done. Mobile still looks like shit. Yeah, I got like a few things I've been like, just man, I just been out of it. It's like I'm just barely catching up on other shit. Like the little deal that I got, like that just barely got me like squared away. So like, okay, I got to this milestone, and I gotta keep moving forward. Fortune. Yeah, but this is good. Like regardless, pretty good. I do have a phone call coming in pretty soon, so we'll have to cut the stream for that. I'll probably be good for a bit more rest as well. Yeah, just gotta pick it up, figure this shit out. So yeah, what's the display stuff? That's so weird. That is kind of weird. Because then it's like now it's really displaying when you had it or what you cashed out. That's so weird. Because typically you're not really, really you're not thinking. That's the thing. Even though it's tradable and everything now, you're not typically looking at a sports betting website thinking you got different NFTs showing your bets. But you need to kind of consider that though, because that's where you're pulling your data from. So it's like you're moving. So you buy some receipts and you give it to somebody, right? That's the other thing. You buy some receipts and you give it to somebody before the wage has been finalized. Even thing is, that wager could be finalized, right? But then it's like the distribution of those NFTs could be based off of something else and all this other shit, dude. It's interesting. I mean, I could do it where it just displays it based off of what NFTs you have. Can I though? Because then it's yeah, I can. Yeah, and the cash out thing will still work. But to display the new amount that you need to get cashed out, yeah. See, it's a little complicated. This is you cash out and someone transfers you some new stuff, right? Okay, so you got some new weight that hasn't been cashed out yet. So that's probably why I had that variable in there. That cash out. Cashed out weight. So it's also displaying, right? Weight, cashed out weight. So then, okay, so I guess weight then is going to show like this is not necessarily the weight of the receipts. It's not necessarily the weight of the receipts. Shit. It is the weight. Fuck. That you can potentially cash out on. Because you add use receipts after the result and everything, but somehow you got to hold of some new receipts. So we got to get the cash out function to work. That looks at the weight variable here. Well, it's the variables change now because we have a double mapping. So there is that. Yeah, something about this just threw a splinter into everything. It could be that you have a page to display your receipts, right? Like, and that should be a thing for sure. It's nice to have. See, but that would require, like, I would say a server. Fuck that. Like, I would say it requires a server keeping track of all who owns what receipts and what the fuck not and shit. And then on top of that, like, that's not my fucking job. Fuck. Like, that's not my, like, I'm like, okay, I don't know. I'm starting to get out of range right now. Starting to get out of range. I was like, well, shit. So I just went on an interview. I was like, well, fuck. Like, I'm gonna be working a job. I'm gonna get a job then. Probably won't. Even though I passed the interview with flying colors, still got some legal issues. So we'll see. Still got some other stuff that might get in the fucking way. But yeah, I'm trying to stay on the right path of the research project and everything. Not sure what that requires me to do right now. NFT receipts, very nifty idea. It's very fucking nifty. Because when you think about betting from like a business perspective, trading perspective like that, long-term bets, and then somehow some event changes the odds, the realistic probabilities, or the actual probabilities of a particular wager event going down. So you want to trade against that. So like I see that. That is nifty as fuck, you know? All puns intended. But then there's got to be two views. There's got to be two views. Then there's also the guy kind of like at the bench, just waiting for the results. So he's looking at his aggregate. So you're going to want to see the individual receipts for sure. This is kind of a the contract. So the thing is, with this contract, it doesn't have to be written the most elegant. Because right now I'm about to add an array for receipts. That way, the smart contract can provide a way for you to list your receipts. Now, technically, the proper way to do that, most efficient way, nicest way to do that is to run it on your own server, scan through all the events, keep track of who owns what receipts. And I'm hungry again. So it's interesting because there's two ways to look at it, and I see the conflict with both. I see where it's splitting the hairs. I see where it's like it's right down the middle. It's very interesting. It's like right down the middle where I'm gonna whip up two views. Like the amount of work that goes into what this little refactor involves. I'm gonna go ahead and whip up the second view where it shows the individual receipts. I'm gonna use the lazy list thing in the smart contract. And then I think we got cashed out. That's the thing. Cashed out. Wait, something. Right. You got the guy. I'm trying to think. You got two. Is it two views? Now, the receipts don't matter. Receipts, like, yeah, that the receipts is easier to show. Show you the weight of the receipt, what wager it's a part of, all that. Like everything's still a clear shot. Like I could still do this, right? Even tonight. It's just I need to retire. Fuck. Oh man. Um Yeah, it's just like, dag, this is some work. I guess I've been spoiled already. And I'm thinking, okay, if I do this tonight, right? I guess it's worth it because it'd be technically I do this in one night. I'd be earning 1,500 in one night, which I would like to be able to say. Even though I had spent like fucking a whole week hyping myself up for this. Let's see. Cashed out. Wait. Receipt count. Use receipts. Yeah, I'm definitely not just blazing through this stuff. But still, I am getting it done, or I would not be otherwise. Starting to understand how it happens. So now I feel like I blazed through it because like that's what I was thinking. Like I know I got to go live, but something's not right on the previous attempt because I just had it in my head. I was like I would be blazing through it. Now relatively, yeah, relatively, I do blaze through and do. I'm building a lot of different shit, coding a lot of different shit, looking through a lot of different shit. It's my birthday today too. Um, Still within a range for tonight. I'm not gonna do that to myself though. I'll go ahead and get some rest. Probably gonna bring me up to the morning, early morning, AMs and such. Then it'll be a good time. They'll be around, maybe ready for a call. 6 a.m. in the morning. They live on the other side of the world. Something like that. That's about how we line up. It's about right. Team had a little scruffle. Team had a little internal scruffle. I think it's funny, so it's like I wanna. It's okay, that stuff happens. So it's not like I'm exposing anybody. I did think it was funny. I was laughing my ass off. Uh, uh, so we're doing a thing. 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 Gosh, that was. Well, here comes that call.